Welcome back. As we've been reporting, Democratic Congressman John Conyers facing multiple accusations of sexual harassment, and now even Nancy Pelosi is calling for his resignation. It gets really bad. However, Conyers isn't going quietly. His attorney said, quote, Pelosi did not elect the congressman, and she sure as hell will not pressure him to leave. He claimed a double standard, noting that Democrats are not calling on Senator Al Franken to resign, maybe a race element there, but a new bill would abolish the office that hides congressional offenders and uses taxpayer money to hush up their indiscretions. We first told you about this Office of Compliance, and last night I asked Majority Leader Mitch McConnell about the unmasking of names. Would he be in favor of it, of alleged abusers? And he said this.
Laura, I think my attitude about that is I want to wait and see what the women of the Senate recommend on that and the other issues we're talking about.
So it could be possible that we'll never learn?
I want to wait and see what the women of the Senate recommend on that issue.
Why just the women of the Senate? I mean, isn't everybody?
I think they're in a very good position to take the lead. Some men are involved as well on both sides.
And tonight we have some new clarity on the identity of the alleged harassers on Capitol Hill whose settlements were paid from the slush fund. A whopping $100,000 went to two staffers of disgraced Democrat Congressman Eric Massa, who was forced to resign. Joining me now for reaction to all this, Congressman Ron DeSantis, Republican from Florida. He's the co-sponsor of the Congressional Accountability and Hush Fund Elimination Act. I can't believe there's actually an act with hush fund in the title. Congressman DeSantis, take it away. I mean, Mitch McConnell would not commit to unmasking the names there, as far as I could tell, at least.
Well, think about it, Laura. You have a situation where members of Congress can commit misconduct. The taxpayers will pay for their misconduct, and then it's all kept secret. So what kind of behavior are you trying to promote? And here's the thing about the offenders. This is taxpayer dollars. You as a taxpayer have a right to know how your money's being spent. So my bill would unveil the claims that were brought, the amount, and then the perpetrator. And the American public deserves to have that information. There's no way that that should be secret.
Are there any other funds that we should know about on Capitol Hill that, if you've come across
so
that?
We're actually, my staff, we're researching to get all of them, because what happens is they'll do one permanent appropriation. So just a pot of money that exists outside the budget process. So people like, did you know this was there? I was like, no, I don't know it's there, because it's not in the budget. It's not in our appropriations
bills. How is that even allowed?
It shouldn't be allowed. Mueller's funding is actually, DOJ claims, is outside. I think that's a bad interpretation. I don't think he's entitled to that. Yeah. But that's what they're relying on, one of these funds.
So he can spend basically as much money as he wants, but without any real oversight.
I mean, justice could tell him to stop, but they've not shown any inclination of doing that.
So he can hire as many people as he wants.
He's got 16 prosecutors.
That all?
Did they have
what have they found so far?
Did they have that for the O.J. Simpson murder case or Oklahoma City or any of those other cases? No.
Kate Steinle's accuser basically got off nothing. Maybe a couple of years, possession of a firearm as a felon. Illegal immigrant deported 5 times, sanctuary state, sanctuary city policies. Your take on this?
Well, the verdict obviously is a disaster, but the root cause of this is exactly what you said. It's the fact that we didn't have control over our borders, and you had a sanctuary city where he could return knowing he'd be put back on the streets. So I think Congress needs to look at this now, say we have a spending bill coming up in December. We've got to totally defund sanctuary cities in that spending bill.
I mean, I'm thinking about her family tonight, and victimized once again, their heart's broken again. I mean, there's no justice here.
Well, I mean,
no justice.
You remember Jamil Shaw and his son in California. They were releasing these illegal immigrants right back onto the street, even though they were in custody. And his son gets killed as a high school senior going to go play football. So how many more of these stories do we need to have before we actually take action?
And I'll tell you in a second what the lawyer for whatever his name is, I forgot the evil person's name, but a graceful verdict. This is what Trump tweeted. A disgraceful verdict in the Kate Steinle case. No wonder the people of our country are so angry with illegal immigration. I think he's right about that. Again, we had the lawyer for the accused tonight. We had played a soundbite earlier where he said this vindicates basically the rights of illegal immigrants to be here in the United States and to stop demeaning immigrants, always conflating illegal immigrants with immigrants. He went on and on with this impassioned statement about how this demonstrates that we have real justice in the United States for people no matter what color their skin, making it a racial issue. And it was nothing further from the truth. The guy shouldn't have been in the country.
That's why we get the statistics from the Obama administration. How many illegal immigrants did they release who then went on to commit crimes? I don't know what percentage of that is committing crimes, but every one of those crimes, you could say, had we enforced the law as written, none of those crimes would have happened. That's just the bottom line with this.
Last night, Mitch McConnell in this interview actually said that he was in favor of ending chain migration and was in favor, basically, of the RAISE Act, which I hadn't heard him say before. That was actually very heartening to a lot of our viewers, and it was almost a little surprising to me. He's sounding really conservative on immigration.
Yeah, I mean, McConnell obviously viewed as a quintessential establishment Republican. The Republican establishment has never embraced things like the RAISE Act or ending chain migration. So things are changing, obviously driven by the President of the United States.
So his agenda perhaps will actually be pursued in this regard.
It's a way to unite the party, because that's where our base is on these issues. Our base is not with the open borders folks.
So it looks like Corker tonight might be throwing a monkey wrench into the tax reform bill over in the Senate. Any thoughts there?
Look, every Republican runs for office saying the tax code's a disaster, we pay too much. We have a chance to do something.
He's retiring, of course.
Right. So you're not going to face the voters again, and you want to try to deep six this, what, because you have a personal beef with the president? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to represent our constituents. The Senate needs to get this done and end the drought, the legislative drought that they've been in all year.
It would raise taxes by $350 billion more. If this goes down, what 2018 prediction?
Well, obviously. I mean, I think our base will be deflated. They'll be like, we elect you guys, and what are you doing? Yeah, no, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for the economy either.
Horrific. Congressman DeSantis, always great to see you. Thank you so much.